What is going on, you sexy beasts? Thank you so much for being here, for tuning back into the channel. I appreciate you. If you're new here, my name is Wykie. I am a photographer, videographer in the CrossFit space. So I just love CrossFit. I love talking about CrossFit, I love doing CrossFit, and I love creating content around CrossFit. So if any of those things tickle your fancy, I'd love for you to wow. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe if you aren't already. Maybe tell someone about the channel. If you think someone else, one of your friends might be interested, that would mean the world to me. Today I want to talk about Dave Castro, Mr. Dave, the notorious Dave Castro. We just love to hate Dave, eh? He's an interesting man with his hairstyles and his smile that always makes him look like he's up to something. And he's caused all of us, if you call yourself a CrossFitter, he's caused us all a lot of pain over the years with the open workouts. Now, the 2020 CrossFit Games is literally like 3-4 days away. And there's been a lot of talk around what are the workouts going to be, what's the format going to be like. We've got the list of equipment and it's pretty limited. And I've seen a lot of content out there, a lot of videos kind of doubting whether there's enough equipment there, whether we're missing some key pieces of equipment, and whether the test for these athletes is actually going to be legit enough. I'm playing with I think these are called Ushis. If you're a dad, if you've got some kids, Ushis. And this Ushi broke, this Anna. I'm playing with Anna's head. I've been thinking about it, and you know what? Dave has been programming for a long time. I did some quick math, very conservative math. If the Open has run for 10 years, I think it's roughly that, and there's 5 workouts each year in the Open, that's 50 workouts programmed. If the regionals have been running for 10 years, again, it's thereabouts with the sectionals prior to that. Again, if there was 5 workouts for the regionals every year, that's another 50 workouts. And then let's say the games, it's been running for 10 years, maybe 11 years, and let's say there's 10 workouts every year at the games, that's another 100 workouts. So all up, that's 200 workouts. That's very conservative. It's probably closer to 250 to 300. The man has programmed a lot of workouts. Not only has he programmed a whole lot of workouts, he's taken a bunch of heat for these workouts over the years, you know, criticizing him for not being good enough, or not hard enough, or not challenging enough, or not fair. What I'm trying to say is the man's programming, his workouts have been under the CrossFit community microscope, under the athlete's microscope. He's had some time under his belt when it comes to programming, and I think we are underestimating just what he is capable of doing with the limited list of equipment that he sent out to these athletes. This is the CrossFit Games, it's not the Open, and Dave knows that, and I'm sure he wants to. His goal is always to destroy the athletes. I feel like every single year before the games, he gets that smirk on his face and he tells the athletes that this will be the hardest test yet, and that some of them won't be surviving and all this kind of stuff. And I think this year will be no different. I think he'll be out to really test these athletes over these 2 days. So I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised by the workouts this weekend. I think they're going to be nothing like the Open. I think they're going to be a lot harder, a lot more intense, and a lot more varied than maybe we think they're going to be. I mean, they have to have a 300-meter stretch of running road marked out. They've got a barbell. They could be lunging 300 meters out, 300 meters back, 600 meters. They could be doing some back rack lunges with some heavy load, or overhead lunges. There are a lot of crazy things you could dream up with the small list of equipment they've been given. Now, unless the HQ seminar staff who are judging these athletes brings along with them some kind of funky piece of equipment, I don't think we're going to see anything too crazy. I think the movements themselves will be pretty standard, nothing out of the ordinary as such. But I think the actual tests, the workouts themselves, are going to be broad, intense, grueling, and a lot of fun to watch. So although speculating is fun and criticizing is easy, I think we just have to sit tight and wait for this weekend, wait in anticipation to see what unfolds. But I'm very excited. I mean, these athletes have to have a squat rack this weekend and also enough weight to do a max lift. So obviously the deadlift's going to be the heaviest lift for all of them. So at least whatever their max deadlift is, that's how much weight they'll need on hand. So you can do some crazy stuff on the squat rack. There could be some strict pressing, some push pressing, some overhead squatting, some jerking, whatever. I guess what I'm trying to say is that even though the ingredients, the equipment list seems simple, you can really come up with a pretty funky recipe in the form of some long, crazy workouts. And I just would not be surprised if Dave Castro comes out with some stuff that no one saw coming. One thing I will say that I'm a bit disappointed about is the fact there's only 2 days. And I guess there's still the possibility of them surprising the athletes and saying, hey, there's actually a 3rd day now. But I think it's unlikely. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen these athletes get a chance to compete for an extra day and maybe some more tests, you know, like do it more thorough, I guess. But who knows? Who even knows? I do trust Dave's motivation to really test these athletes. I think he gets real pleasure out of it from what I can observe. And so I don't think we'll be disappointed. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But who gives a rip what I think? What do you guys think? What do you think? Do you think there's some equipment missing? Do you think 2 days is enough? What do you think? You know, so just let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. And yeah, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's get our feelings out there, you know. Sexy Beast, this is not merch. I'm very sorry. This is just a good friend of mine who made me the shirt. I'm going to stick to my guns on the merch. I've been tempted to get something off the ground, but I'm going to wait till we get 10,000 subs. So if you're part of this tribe, if you're part of this little community of, I think, about 2,300 individuals, help me out. Let's get this channel to 10,000. Let some people know. If you're not subscribed, if you watch this and aren't subscribed, what you doing? What you doing? Anyway, guys, have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. Hopefully I'll see you in person soon. Much love. Keep roaring love. Stay sexy. And I'll see you soon. I'm still here. I'm just getting my phone out.